everyone, 大家好, 안녕. I'm Kaya Today, I would like to show you how to put a yukata on. In another video, I explained how to put a kimono on, but this time, I would like to show you how to put a yukata on. Because I'm sure there are a lot of people who are interested in it, but also a lot of people who have visited Japan and then received yukatas as souvenirs but don't know how to put them on themselves. So today I'm gonna show you how to put it on. So I hope it's gonna be helpful for you. Yukatas are casual cotton wear that you can purchase at around 8,000 yen at Japanese shopping malls. While silk kimono like this is usually worn for formal occasions, and they are at around 80,000 US dollars in total, with the obi, the underwear, and another layer to wear underneath the kimono and the socks all together. However, you can purchase much more reasonable ones at antique shops, but they're still much more expensive than yukatas. This kind of kimono is called furisode, and then it's the first grade formal clothing. And the drastic difference between the yukata and the kimono is that when you wear a kimono, you have to wear these kind of socks called tabi. First, you put on a special underwear that is made for yukatas or kimonos, and I'm sure a lot of people don't have something like this, but in that case you just can you can put it on a t-shirt or something to wrap around your hips if necessary. And it's the same thing that I said in another video, explaining you how to put a kimono on. We don't want curvy waistlines when we wear yukatas or kimonos on, so that's something different from Western dresses, because when Western dresses are worn, I think often waist curvy lines are exaggerated or shown, but it's completely opposite when you wear a Japanese yukata or kimono on. There's a mirror on my right side, and it's always better to have a mirror to look at yourself. And to make the straight waistlines, I put another layer on. This is kind of layer to put it on around your waist when you put a yukata or a kimono on. And then I take this yukata. It's actually my favorite. It's got cute goldfishes on it, and I also added another layer around my collar, so that will add another color, and then plus it will look a little bit more gorgeous. And then what is so different from Chinese or Korean traditional costumes is that we put this kind of, it's only for women, men don't do this, but we put this kind of plastic core into a hole, and then usually yukatas have this kind of hole around the collar, but if yours doesn't have, you just can rip this part off and then put this thing in, and then it goes this way. It's hard to see because it's clear, but you put it in a hole like this, And then make sure that the lengths are even on right and then left sides. And then put it on yourself like this. And then, unlike the yukatas you can find at hotels or ryokans, this kind of yukatas are long like this. So when you go to summer festivals or fireworks festivals, you don't want your yukatas get dirty. So you just lift it up like this, and then just above your ankles you hold it like this, but always left side over the right, because if you do it the opposite way, it's for dead people, and then you don't want to be dead yet. And when you have this side, always you have to lift it up a little bit so that you can have a thinner body line, and also it becomes easier for you to go to a bathroom. So, and I'm sure it's hard to find a string like this, but it's one's got these plastic parts that makes you easier to pull it on. And then if you don't have, you can replace it with a string, but if it's possible, while you were in Japan, you can go to a kimono store and then buy things necessary for putting a yukata on or a kimono on. But even if you don't have them, you just can use some strings. And then I make a layer, upper layer, like this. There's a hole on the side, so you put your hands into these holes and then do it like this. And then in the front you can put your hands like this, and then make this layer. And then this layer is called ohashiori. In another word, it's ohashiori. But you don't want this part too long. Okay. And then this is something that we don't do for men. And then this is something that you can see when people wear this kind of clothing in China or Korea. What is unique about Japanese yukata or kimono is that we open this part. It is only for women, but you open this part a little bit so that you can look a little sexier, but you don't want to do it too much. And you fold the layer here nicely so it won't be bumpy. And then there's a thing like this. It's got little crips, but you can fold the yukata with this thing, and it's also got a rubber band. And again, if you don't have it, you just can use a normal string, but if it's possible for you, you want to purchase things that you need for yukatas and then the kimonos while you were in Japan. And you grip it here like this under your breast, and then you don't want wrinkles on the back, so you iron them with your hands like this, and then again here you want to stretch the wrinkles, and then you want to nicely fold the right and the left sides, and then again you make sure that you open here too much, and then you open here behind your neck around a fist can fit in, about a fist can fit in, and then to again this part often becomes like this as you walk around, and so you don't want that. And to prevent it, again you can use a string, or in my case I use this kind of obi, very thin waist wrapping obi like this, and then make it stable. I'll cross it in the back. I nicely fold it and cross it. And then again, it is a rule, but when we put a yukata on or kimono on, we tie it and then do it like this, and then put these parts in here so that it doesn't get so bumpy around here. And then I make sure that I have behind my neck open, and then I hold this layer nicely. Okay. I always have to make sure that the part that is sewed comes in the middle. And then stretch the wrinkles. It takes a lot of time to put a yukata on, but it takes more time to put a kimono on. And then, if it's possible, please purchase something like this while you are in Japan. It's got harder part on the front, and it is something that you can wear before you put the obi, the waist wrapping on. And it's slippery, so when you make a bow in the front, you just can turn it around. Now I'm going to show you how to put the obi, which means waist wrapping on yourself. First, you take about this length and then put it around your shoulder like this, and then fold it nicely, so like you fold an origami so it won't get bumpy. And then if you have a grip, you can use it like this so that it won't move around your waist. And then normally, okay, I'll come closer, you put it around yourself twice. But if your obi is too short, you have no choice but to put it around twice. But you do it like this, and then as you do this, you want to iron the obi to stretch out the wrinkles. And then you always want to make sure that the lower part is tighter than the upper part so that it won't get loose later. And then again, when you fold it, you want to take this upper layer over the other, and then you tie a knot like this, and then do it like this, and then put this side, put this over your shoulder, and you want to make first, you want to make the first layer of the obi. Well, what's good about this obi is that it's got different colors on each size, and you can decide, well, if you have an obi like that, you can decide what color you want to show. Well, I'll make this wing red, and then you want to make sure each side is even, and then you want to put this over this bow and then tie it again. Well, a lot of girls here in Japan, we wear yukatas in summer, and then this is supposed to be a casual wear that people used to wear in summer, so it's not a formal kimono, and usually made of cotton or nylon. And then we wear these when we go to summer festivals or fireworks festivals in summer. And then there are a lot of night stores outside, so you want to be careful when you eat something, because you don't want stain on your yukata. And then when you make a bow like this, and then in my case I have different colors on each side, so I'll show some yellow here, and then make it fluffy. Flap here. I've got cat fur all over the obi because I just held her. And then you can take this thing off, and then but before you put this bow on your back, you want to take a handkerchief or a small towel, and if possible, it's not something that you have to do, but you want to stick this thing in here in the obi, so that as you walk around, this obi won't come downwards. So you do it like this, and then the last thing that you can do is to put this bow around yourself, and then put it on your back, but you have to make sure that it's in the middle. And then you want to fix some parts. And what I like about this obi is that I can show this yellow part a little bit so that it won't look so boring. You can add some designs. There is something called obijime when you wear a kimono, and then we don't usually wear that for yukatas, but it's like a decoration string you can put around your kimono or yukata, and if you want to use that, you can. And then again, you can have a obi like mine and then show a different color here like this. Okay, I'm done. And then some girls have this kind of hair ornament here, like this, if you want to. Well, it's done. These are hair ornaments that you can get at 100 yen shop, and those shops are usually located in shopping malls or at souvenir stores. So they're pretty reasonable, made of plastic or made of cheap materials, but when you put on a yukata on, you don't want something that is too expensive or something with a very good quality, because yukata itself is a casual wear, unlike silk kimonos. So it is often worn when we go to summer or fireworks festivals outdoors in summer. So and then when we go to such places, it is usually very crowded, and then there are times that these things fall off from your hair and then lose them. So you don't want something too expensive when you wear a yukata and then go to such festivals. And there are very Japanesey bags that you can get at souvenir shops or shopping centers. And when you visit Japan during summertime, you can find such things at shopping centers, and then these bags are suitable when you wear a yukata on. And this one's got, it is my favorite, but it's got a little basket, and then inside there is a clothes bag like this. And this one is made of nylon, but it's about a size you can put your wallet and your makeup and your smartphone. And it's got a traditional Japanese style. Well, anyways, these can be good as a souvenir for your friends or families as well. And these are Japanese sandals that we wear when we put on yukatas, not for kimonos. They're usually wooden, but when you wear these, your feet get pretty tired. And then from my experience, from my childhood, and even in my adulthood, I remember my feet hurting so much in these sandals. So when you go out in yukata with these sandals on, maybe you want another comfortable pair of beach sandals in your bag so that you can switch them when you go home. I have to tell you that this kind of yukata is different from the ones that you can find at Japanese hotels or ryokans. Those are usually much shorter and then don't have this part, and then waist wrappings are much easier to tie. And I'm gonna show you how to put on those kind of yukatas in another video in the near future when this COVID-19 quarantine period finally ends, and then when my boyfriend from China visits me. I'm gonna show you how to put it on yourself and then on your partner. So I'm gonna be making videos about the differences between Japanese and then Chinese things. So if you are interested, please subscribe my channel and please hit the like button. I lent out my yukatas and the nylon kimonos to tourists who travel around my town, Takeosuba, Saga Prefecture, Kyushu, Japan. So if you are interested, please let me know. Thank you for watching. Bye.